Hey guys, it is Fox, and you know when you see the Sensei's divining dreidel mat, it is time for an updated EDH deck tech. Today, I will be updating my Derevi Empyrial Tactician Voltron EDH deck list. You will find the deck list on Tapped Out in the description below. As usual, I don't know if I'm going to do it before I post this video or after. It's going to get there eventually. That's the point. So yeah, Derevi Empyrial Tactician. I made the deck video about a year ago, maybe a little bit less. And it has changed. It's State of Voltron deck. It did not go into Derevi stacks. And I like it. It's Derevi's quest for 5 swords, the 5 Mirrodin swords, and a bunch of other really broken equipments. Yeah. Also Falco. I'm sick, so I'm not going to talk about every single card in the deck. I'll go over the equipment package a little bit more in depth, but for the most part, it's just Bant stuff. So, lands. The lands to me aren't super important. I got 4 forests, 4 plains, and 4 islands. Well, they're important. They're not. They're subjective. Every person runs their own land package. This is just mine. You can honestly run basic lands if you want to build a Derevi deck. Derevi's not an expensive card. It's like under $1 or $2. The land package is totally up to you. I suggest running dual lands like these. You know, fetch lands you don't really need to run, but you can build the land package whatever way you want. And I do play on-color fetches only for symmetry. No real other reason. And then I got some white-green. And then some white-blue. And that's it for dual lands. And we'll get on to some utilities. So Thespian Stage, great copy land card. Super effective to copy Rogue's Passage for the most part, because giving something unblockable. And Darevi will often have pro colors. Every color. So, including from me. So, you know, getting her unblockable is important sometimes. Because, you know, all the flying steel Hellkites and dumb flying artifacts stuff. Reliquary Tower, I play one in every deck. It's just a great card regardless of whether you have really rapid hand draw size or a hand size, which I do have in this deck, but I also play it in like mono decks that don't really have good draw power, just in case somebody like Great Auroras and I have a 20 card hand. Temple of False God for double mana, Mosswort Bridge to cheat out something really funny, and Derevi gets to 10 pretty quickly. Command Tower because it's commander, and then Seaside Citadel for some mana fixing. Features. So I did sorting by color. So we got Thassa, we got Glenalandra Archmage for some counterspell shenanigans, Phyrexian Metamorph to copy some artifacts just for the lulz, Snapcaster Mage because it's an expensive card and I want to impress people. Clever Impersonator to copy anything on the field, really, including Planeswalkers, or except lands, but, you know, it's fun to copy stuff. Consecrated Sphinx for draw power. That's why I run Reliquary Tower, because Con Sphinx can get you a super big-ass hand. Green card, Eternal Witness to get back stuff from my grave, Rex Sage for enchantment, wrecking, Sakura for some ramp, Noble Hierarch, which I just learned was a $60-something card. Jesus Christ. I like the Exalted trigger and I like the mana dork of it, so I play it. Stoneheaver Giant, 1 white, tap, search your deck for an artifact, equipment, and put on the battlefield equipped to a creature. Yeah, busted. Although if Derevi has pro white, it doesn't really work. Resolution Angel, Restoration Angel to flash something funny. Stoneforge Mystic, the GP promo, which I love. I love this art so much. To look for an artifact. It's a tutor. Sun Titan to get some stuff back from my grave. Silverblade Paladin to give Derevi double strike, hopefully. Solemn for ramp. Prime Speaker Zagana for funny draw power, and also to have a huge-ass Prime Speaker Zagana. And a Mystic Snake for more counterspell shenanigans. I have 1 Planeswalker, Tezzeret the Seeker, because he cheats out artifacts from the deck. Some enchantments, Earthcraft, Sigarda's Aid, and Oblivion Ring. Oblivion Ring is pretty obvious. It's just some, you know, creature enchantment artifact temporary removal. Earthcraft is for extra mana. All my creatures basically become basic lands. And Sigarda's Aid. So Sigarda's Aid is a fairly new card from Eldritch Moon. Yeah, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this card 1 white? You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash. That's broken. When you cast them, they automatically attach to a creature. What? What? Yeah, I don't know. This card's completely busted and good. Sorceries, open the armory, search for an artifact. Fabricate, search for an artifact. Wait, Steel Shaper's Gift, search for an artifact. And then I got Ponder for some draw stuff, some cantrips. And then 2 Wraths. Wrathing in this deck isn't super important. I honestly don't care what people's fields are, mostly because Derevi can become unblockable just off of protection. But, you know, still kind of necessary every now and then when you have nothing on the field and people are just beating your face in because you are playing Derevi. Instants, which are arguably bigger than my sorcery stack. Counterspells. Hinder, Trick Bind is a pseudo counterspell. Actual counterspell, Cryptic Command, and Force of Will. Those are just my counterspells package. Don't really run that many, but I run the necessary ones to kind of just stop people from stopping me. Trick Bind is a pseudo counterspell, but it works damn good because of Split Second. So counter an ability, and they can't do shit about it. Quarter Cunning for some creature tutor. Usually Stoneforge Mystic to get out a sword. Enlightened Tutor with the beautiful new art. I love the old art too, but damn, that art is beautiful. Return to Dust to get rid of annoying artifacts and enchantments. Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshare to get rid of annoying creatures that can be killed, i.e. Avacyn. Cyclonic Rift because it's a blue deck and Cyclonic Rift's damn good. Factor Fiction for some draw, Dig Through Time for draw, Brainstorm for draw, and then Impulse for shiny draw. Alright, the most important part of the deck, the artifacts and equipment package. So we're just going to show you this Scroll Rack and Sensei's Divining Top because Sensei's Divining Dreidel. Yeah, it's top. You play in Commander, this card's great. Scroll Rack to kind of cycle my hand if there's a big hand that I have that I can't do anything with, and there's cards on top that I can switch them with. I can't speak today. It's good. Scroll Rack's good. Mana Rocks. So I got these guys, Commander Sphere, Chromatic Lantern, Soul Ring, Coalition Relic for fixing. Soul Ring is pretty obvious. Chromatic Lantern is damn good in Commander. It's always been. 3 tap artifacts, Mana Vault, and Basalt Monolith. And the reason I play this is because Derevi can untap something when it comes into play and or hits a player. So I usually just untap these two so I don't have to do the ulterior ways to untap them. And they cheat out swords really easy. We'll go over these in a minute. First, let me show you my other equipment package. So I got Loxodon Warhammer, Lifelink Trample, Argentum Armor for +6/+6 and pop a permanent. Batterskull, because, you know, I need to give Derevi +4/+4 and Vigilance and more Lifelink. Umezawa's Jitte is a new entry. This is the From the Vault lore one. I'm testing it out because that +2/+2 matters to me, especially when Derevi has Double Strike. So I'm testing this one out. I'm going to see how it does. I know Umezawa's Jitte is a great card. It's just I don't know how it works in Derevi just yet. Masterwork Ingenuity because I can copy something for 1. Hero's Blade because it just auto-attaches when Derevi flashes in. Lightning Greaves, usually not for Derevi. This is usually for Stonehewer Giant to kind of just give it haste, shroud, and quickly get something onto Derevi. Sword of the Animus for land acceleration, and then Fire Shrieker for double strike. And on to the whole point I built this deck, to play all 5 swords, and my heater turned off. These are all 5 of the Chris Ran Sword of X and Y cycle. I love these things. Very, very often I have gotten these all on Derevi. I just want to show this because I did this yesterday when I was playing Commander. I was playing this deck, and this is essentially what I got on Derevi, and I have to explain. I got all 5 swords on them. I got Argentum Armor, Batterskull, Masterwork Ingenuity, which is copying Hero's Blade, so I have 2 Hero's Blade. That Clever Impersonator is copying a Sword of Feast and Famine, and what is this one over here? I took a few of them. Fire Shrieker, it has Fire Shrieker on it. So, yeah. So this is what Derevi can do. It was hitting for lethal, regardless of who it was attacking, and then I had Noble Hierarch on there, so I got an extra +1/+1/+1/0 for the lulz. Or is it +1/+1? I don't know, it got exalted. So yeah, this is what Derevi can do, and it won, believe it or not. So that's why I love this deck, because it's such a silly concept to just run all 5 swords. They don't necessarily, you know, do well together. It's not that, like, if you play all 5 swords, you have Exodia and the world blows up. It's just, it's funny that, like, you can do that to a creature. But yeah, that is Derevi's quest, or Falco's quest, for 5 swords. And like I said, the deck list is going to be online at some point. Don't know when, but it will be on Tapped Out eventually. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you later in more videos. But until then, Falco! Bye.